All right, let's move on to the final video of today. We are watching the homie Junebug. I'm hitting like on all these videos. I haven't even watched this, and I'm hitting like on it. Yeah, I haven't watched this video. I love Junebug's content. I feel like he makes really informative stuff, but he's also super funny. So it's just like, you know, he definitely hits multiple checkboxes on the melee content test. So yeah, let's speaking of test, let's test it out.
Projectiles in Smash. As any great essay would start, let's visit Wikipedia. Or Smash Wiki. Projectile is an attacker object.
True. So true. It's so true.
Let's visit Wikipedia. Or
Smash Absolutely.
Wiki. Projectile is an attacker object that operates independently of the character that used it. This is true. Kind of. They're typically used to create pressure on the opponent. This may be shield pressure or pressure to give up stage control. Common examples of projectiles include the charge shot, blaster shot, and thrown items. Almost all projectiles can be deflected.
Real quick, Junebug could have easily just got into this, just be like, projectiles are, and then just like start doing this. So I think it's good to catch in the viewers who maybe aren't, you know, directly in the melee scene, to be like, hey, funny bit at the beginning. And I mean, just to be like, hey, I'm not just gonna be super informative the whole time. But just yeah, the Wikipedia joke and the Smash Wiki joke at the beginning definitely goes a long way.
Can also be absorbed. Okay, this part's good. Projectiles are generally physical,
we all agree,
based or thrown items.
Sick editing. That was really cool, is what I was talking about previously, about how Radar has the ability to really convey what they're talking about through the, you know, camera mode, or just like just melee in general.
Okay, this part's good. Projectiles are generally physical, energy.
Shout out Z, I believe, is the editor of these videos. Talked to dude before, super cool guy, and definitely knows his stuff. And I'm pretty sure he has like a real production background.
Based or thrown items, but I feel like this really doesn't talk about why projectiles are so crazy in Smash.
Oh, no, I've never seen that.
Way to think about a projectile is what the design is, how much utility it has, and how functional it is. Let's talk about these ideas a little while we go over some of the iconic projectiles in Smash Bros.
Sick opening. Charge shot.
The OG projectile.
Yep.
Remember this shit? Charge shot is almost like
remember this shit
of projectiles. You can fire them slowly to force your opponent to approach, or you can charge.
No one does that, but I love it when people do.
And get a stronger punch.
Oh, get owned. Cobalt.
It's nice. It's a very clear use case as a kill confirm or a hard read.
Oh my god, that wasn't even like.
For one of the first projectiles ever made, I think this was a good starting block. As the charge shot player, you want to land.
Really? First projectile ever made? Well, Fox's laser? Is it just fucking Falco's laser in that game, right? I don't know, bro. I've played 64 a handful of times. Not gonna front here.
Juicy situation. And as the opponent, you know, Samus is going to be looking for that opportunity to land.
Owned.
In a lot of ways, this can be limiting.
I was waiting to see the...
pretty slow, so you can't really use it willy-nilly in neutral like other projectiles.
Isn't that photo that meme photo one of the most viral things Smash has had? Something like this, right?
So you can't really use it willy-nilly in neutral like other projectiles. Samus's missiles are way more useful in neutral than shot.
Yep.
Proper design of projectile can limit your movement.
That's totally the Samus thing. When you know they're gonna shine the missile, so you missile full hop down air. Such a good feeling.
Very clear in its design. Its utility comes in as a finisher and very little more, and it's pretty functional at doing so.
Good tech. Oh,
yep.
And the blaster shot to finish.
I think when a character has multiple
That's the Hugs clip right there.
It's very easy to give each of them specific uses rather than trying to add depth to any single one. Samus really doesn't have that many options with her charge shot. You can't use it in the air, except in PM. You can release it or roll away really, really poorly.
Yeah, no one does that.
Cancel. Cancel is an interesting concept.
True.
Samus can't really do much with the cancel. What happens if we add a little more utility? Depth can be added to a charge projectile by giving the ability to cancel a charge.
Never seen that before.
Use case for it. Charge canceling popped off in later iterations
very
and
hit
a lot
to the
of
PM stuff.
Can cancel their charge animation of their projectile with R. I think charge canceling can add a good amount of depth to several of the projectile characters like Lucario and Mewtwo and Diddy Kong.
That was cool.
Even characters that are sort of limited with their charge projectile, like
the awesome melee bender.
Samus in Melee or Dark Samus in Ultimate can charge cancel to make their zoning mix
super good with charge outs.
But I don't like this.
Oh, it's not the ultimate bender. I'm dumb. Yes. Why did I think it was the bender? I don't know. We didn't have widescreen. We didn't have these stock things. I don't know. Oh, it's because we commentated this set. Yeah, Allston Melee definitely commentated this set. That's why I thought it was the bender. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Right? I'm not on one. I'm pretty sure we commentated this one.
As much. Is this?
Yeah, I think that set is one of the best sets I've ever commentated. Because I got a Samus player who I understood what Super wants to go for, and I could talk through all the frustrating parts about Peach Samus while Super does really good at proving all those qualms wrong, and just like I don't know, but that's one of the most proud I've ever been of commentary. So I hope I'm talking about the right set.
Game design, maybe. It's definitely annoying to fight against depending on the matchup. I think
that's crazy. That's crazy.
From
my Dark Samus main now. That's wild.
Canceling come from the properties of the charge itself. For example, Mewtwo charge in Melee is a hitbox and can be used to catch opponents off guard at times. I wouldn't say it's amazing just because of how easy it is to
No, don't get 0 to death from that.
Still pretty useful.
Okay, we don't have to know. We don't have to know if you got 0 to death off that. God, oh my god, I'd quit out of the game. If a Mewtwo main just did that to me,
my Lucario
getting heebie-jeebies.
Blood is showing again. In Brawl, Lucario can set up into a dare by charge canceling, and in later games, Lucario can set up into a kill confirm with up smash or back air.
That's cool.
Active hitbox, as well as the ability to
change of comment. He hit the stop recording button, went and did a bunch of stuff, came back, hit the start recording button again. I didn't notice the cut, but it's fine.
Cancel.
I do the same thing.
Gives Lucario solid movement.
Actually, no. I strictly try to do all of the voice recording for our videos in one go, which is sometimes hard because literally our videos are 25 minutes long usually, and that means that I'm probably recording for 45 minutes minimum, usually like an hour. But yeah, I just try to like keep it all in the one take because it's something that I notice from people, and I think a lot of people don't. I don't think it really matters. It's the thing that I do to try and keep the consistency there. Because yeah, usually at the end, you know, we have some sort of overarching point and try to get a little bit serious. Is kind of the way that we sometimes do stuff. Not always. Just recently has been a couple of the videos that have called for it. But yeah, with that, I try to like keep it all in the same take, just to be like, you know, it feels congruent. But that all said, like I don't think it matters at all. I think that's just a super patty nitpick and forces me to sit in front of a mic for an hour.
I like this idea, as it gives depth to the original use of the charge mechanic. So there's an idea there that giving a player more utility, more options, is better. Sometimes. We mentioned physical projectiles earlier.
Do people hate Dark Samus? Is that a thing? I'm super a Dark Samus fan, if that's a thing. Count me in. I'm there.
And I feel like we can touch on physical while tying into charge. Cheek needles. Cheek needles are a physical while tying into charge. Cheek needles.
Trojan Pro 3, I'm pretty sure, is the text. Either that or the real version. I like fonts.
Cheek needles are a physical projectile that
commonly used on like movie posters and stuff.
Can charge up and cancel with R.
Give it the real epic feel.
Ground, it's mainly used at chip damage. A full stack of needles does 17% and makes your opponent feel like an idiot.
No, Junebug, you're down a game. Beat him.
Rather
Be
than
chillin'.
Using it horizontally, like the only other charge.
It goes so far. I never knew that. Missiles stop like at the ledge, if not before. I never noticed the charge out goes so far. Oh, did you guys see that weird thing? Well, never mind. Getting off topic.
At that point, when you
no, it matters because we're talking about projectiles. Samus can only have 2 missiles out at a time or something like that. It's either 2 or 3. Someone else that I'm gonna watch on the next rewatch, B&D Games, makes crazy videos about melee myths, and I've literally jaw dropped multiple times from the things that they've proven to be true. But I'm pretty sure it's something like you can only have 2 Samus missiles on at the game at the same time, and if you shoot the third one, the first one you shot explodes no matter where it is. Something insane like that. Yeah, B&D Games, definitely a channel that I'm gonna watch on the next go through these.
Needles in the air, they come down diagonal. Maybe this was inspired by Street Fighter, and Smash can't take all the credit, but this is incredibly important to Sheik's playstyle. Allowing Sheik to rain needles down on her opponent enables a strong platform game, pressure strings, and...
Okay, so why did why did they favor Sheik's needles when making this game, right? They probably just thought, okay, so like you can charge needles in the air, you can do like a bunch of turnaround stuff in the air, you can Sheik's needles, you can do the exact diagonal thing. Maybe they just thought it was bad. You know, people would only use them as standing, you know, full charge standing needle. But I think about this sometimes. Like, why do they give all these options to Sheik's needle specifically? And hey, maybe that's the same thing. Why do they give all these options to Fox specifically or Falco? Like, probably just the person who was working on this character was, I don't know, maybe a little bit more inept with video games and the fighting in the FGC community. Yeah, like you said, maybe, like Junebug said, maybe it is strictly coming from a Street Fighter thing. So yeah, I think about that sometimes. Like, why did they give certain options to different, like, yeah, why can DK charge this thing in the air, but Samus can't? Something I think about.
Potential follow-ups. We can't not talk about how good they are for edge guarding.
Yep.
Because of the ways recoveries work in Smash, Sheik needles are so good for covering that diagonal vector.
Oh, he's gonna get owned. Oh, he's gonna get owned.
The needles, though. Oh,
yep.
There it is.
Just a
Great
small
edge guard
change to a known format allows Sheik needles utility to go way up.
Yeah, totally.
And honestly, it's very functional at the things it does.
Oh. The cursed words, Magic Scrumpy. I wish did Magic Scrumpy ever make that video? Where it's like Samus charge shot, but it's like needles. So you can like shoot it diagonal. I don't know. B&D games is kind of the new version of that. Fuck you, Magic Scrumpy.
And look at this. He's just needle canceling past him and chasing the roll.
Oh my god. This is the Plub Showdown. This is what this looked like. This camera's baller. This camera's baller.
Down.
Is it too strong though? It does have weaknesses.
That layout was really good. Definitely, I'm adding a bunch of videos to the list, but the newer Walt videos about that tournament.
Rounded needles are very easy to combat unless you have a full stack. In addition,
voice
Sheik
recording?
doesn't have the greatest mobility when using her needles and can be stuffed out a lot of the time.
Get
Personally,
owned.
I enjoy this projectile and have no bias. The one thing I will say though is I don't like how needles can interact with non-transcendent projectiles sometimes, because I don't think any character's projectiles should straight up invalidate others.
Yup.
Aerial needles,
It's the worst feeling ever.
rounded needles don't need to beat everything.
It's not even just that this happens. It's that this happens. That's the fucking most frustrating part about it. Again.
Aerial needles
come on.
are dope.
10
rounded
seconds.
needles don't need to beat.
It's not that it just blows up the charge shot, because I could get behind that. Whatever. Charge shot's like a balloon, right? And the needles pop it.
Everything.
But then it fucking goes through, dude. Come on. That's so dumb. I've had a lot of options to air my Samus grievances in this run through. I don't know what happened.
But yeah, almost everything. Lasers. Lasers are an energy-based projectile that come out quickly and cover most of the screen. In
Energy-based?
64, Melee, Brawl, PM, lasers are incredibly powerful projectile that sort of dictate how the Spaceys approach their game plan.
Definitely.
And then in Smash 4 and Ultimate, lasers definitely got nerfed because of the addition of lightning lag on them. But let's talk about lasers in these other games. Lasers allow the user to tack on chip damage.
I had no idea lasers were a thing in Brawl. This is why we need Junebug. Because I'd never know that fact.
Approach.
Oh no!
Zone and confirm. In the games where they are strong, they are oh so strong. Fox lasers are amazing chip damage in Melee, Brawl, and PM. Falco has the ability to set up incredible control with his lasers, which is actually...
Pretty much all of them just forces the opponent to approach. And it's not like... Not every character has that option. Just to be like, you must hit me now. I am taking this.
Pretty much just Fox's laser from 64. Wolf laser ends up being a good zoning tool in the non-PM games, and in PM the move pretty much does
I'm probably going to end after this. I'll let the people who do the summit voting recaps do it, because... I don't know. I don't have much to say. We'll see what happens. But after this, I gotta get off and finish up some stuff for our own videos.
So lasers have...
Dude, the side beat thing? I forgot about that. That's like a thing in those games. The wolf.
Does everything. So lasers have an insanely high utility, and they're very functional at what they do. There are many, many ways to use laser. There's double lasers, laser turnarounds, fake lasers, falling lasers, faking a drift, laser lanes, and most of them are very turnarounds, fake lasers.
All these lasers?
Faking a drift, laser lanes. And most of them are very useful. You will be hard pressed to find a competitive match where Spaceys do not use laser, except maybe a...
what is it? What's PJ's thing? No laser Falco, no laser PJ? I don't know. PJ does that. That was the thing that he was trying to do at one of the events to get better at the game. I'm not gonna laser this time.
Versus non-jigs.
He wants to be on the big stage.
Oh yeah. Side note: I'm very glad that Falco does not have his double laser from Brawl, and in the future.
Oh, he can short hop double laser. Oh.
Man, oh man.
Oh wow.
Zoning.
That's wild. I had no idea.
This leads to an interesting predicament. Lasers have a problem where they're so good they can validate the strength of other projectiles, which is pretty often seen in Melee. Oppressive is a good word to describe lasers in most situations. However, because laser is so strong, laser counterplay is developed through power shielding and taking laser and dashing back and other techniques. And I think this is a very fun idea to play with. Power shielding essentially allows you
Yeah, I truly think that the second that you get consistent with being able to power shield a laser as whatever character you are, your comfortability in the Falco matchup goes up an insane amount. Obviously, it's not just being able to power shield it. Like a lot of people, Squid has talked about a lot about the idea of taking a laser, crouching, taking the laser, and then doing something out of it. And that is more dependent on having a good read as to what the Falco player is going to be doing after. For instance, if you know that the Falco is laser approaching you and you crouch, take the laser, and then have the option prepared to call it out, it's phenomenal. But yeah, just like generally, I think that, you know, we have Uncle Punch now. Everyone can kind of get good at it. If you sit down and really try it for even an hour, you might, and you play a tournament the next day against a Falco player, I really think that you're just going to be that much more comfortable with just playing it, because the Falco's going to be lasering, bro. No questions asked. If you're playing a Falco, he's going to be lasering.
You use your opponent's projectile as you run. As long as you hit the timing with getting your shield up, it's a fun balancing act.
Yeah, and then there's the other part of being able to act out of power shield. A lot of people just get caught in shield. I know I do all the time. I just, like, you know, you're not, if you're not confident that you're going to power shield it, you're like, oh, well, now I need to hold shield, and then you power shield, but then you're just shielding after, and the Falco just, like, still has the ability to follow up. So yeah, it's not just power shielding, it's being able to power shield and do options out of that. But again, Uncle Punch has us covered and has a bunch of different modes for that.
Space Animals projectile game. You can shoot the gun all you want, but there's a chance that this projectile gets used against you.
Dude, shouldn't be. Whoa.
And then in the development of counterplay, there's counterplay where the spacies will shoot high lasers, mix up their timings, and make it much harder for you to conduct your laser counterplay. Do I think
Ginger's really good at that?
Of course.
At the laser counterplay, Ginger's really good at that.
A lot of variation.
That's something that's like, it's so hard to recognize that when you're commentating that live. Like, it's, I don't know, like, that's some of the stuff where it's like, how much are we really asking out of the commentators to be able to pick up on? Because, you know, if it happens 3 or 4 times in a set, then yeah, you know, they probably should. You're a high level commentator, but I definitely think stuff like that happens all the time. And then players complain about how commentators aren't picking up on this thing I do. But it's like, bro, you're 10 levels above everyone else. you're literally, like, they're Mango and Ginger are definitely mastering the counterplay of lasers, and that's just like a whole different ball game. You need to have been in that field to understand how the game plays.
Counterplay and speed that I enjoy. Well, maybe not Fox double laser camping on the other side of the stage. Or Wolf with a Bayonet. What the fuck? Items. Contrary to popular belief, there are a lot of items in competitive Smash. Items are projectiles that have item properties.
Mr. Saturn.
This allows characters to hold them and throw them. They are produced by the character, and they have a little lag on the pull, and a very high amount of utility with varying functionality. This also brings an additional element of depth that was sort of discussed with the power shield meta. How good is my opponent with items?
Whoa.
Something I really like that PM did in later versions is normalizing item tosses, so that item play is ubiquitous across the cast. Because you know some characters do this with their item throw.
Wasn't Martha a really bad one?
There's glide tosses in the air and ground.
I know there's one character where you're really not supposed to
roll cancel
grab the turnip because you have the worst item throw in the game, or like one of the worst.
You can set up some crazy pressure, and on the counterplay end, you can catch any item thrown at you, usually with Z, but it will differ depending on game. And you have power shield counterplay. It's pretty crazy.
Sick. Maybe it wasn't
Let's
Martha.
talk about one of the most polarizing items in the game.
That.
Turnips. Anybody who knows me will know I hate fighting Peach.
Weird. Because of turnips? Really? I'd love to pick Junebug's brain on this more, but why?
However, Peach is one of the characters that really benefits from...
Is it just because you played Law too many times? I feel like Junebug is totally the type to just be like, yeah, dude, I'd play LOD at Grand Finals multiple times, and I'm just like, yeah, I fucking hate this. This is so dumb.
Especially in her worst matchups. It allows her to cover approaches on incoming, glide toss at a shield, and have other burst movement options.
Sick costume.
She has glide tossing.
The best costume in PM.
Game.
I don't know. PM is fucking the costumes.
And
no, the best costume in PM is in the what is it? The Andes build. Bender Falco. Bender Falco, definitely, like Bender from Futurama Falco, definitely made me want to fucking download PM when I was like 15.
Whatever this is.
Sick.
In a matchup like Peach
shut up, Fishbait.
Marth's juggle state and scrapping with Peach can be
Colorado
extremely
Peach.
dangerous for her. She might want to stay at a range where she can pressure him with projectiles. It's also interesting because the utility is highly dependent on matchup. In the Fox matchup, for example,
this is a really good
Peach
set.
Using turnips as much as the Marth matchup, except in edge guards, where it's decent.
Yeah, the down throw turnip edge guard. I know that Ryobi does that a lot too.
There's one thing I really hate about turnips.
Okay,
though,
is it the
I'm
RNG?
pretty sure everyone hates this.
And now you're at over 100.
No, dude, that's swag.
RNG.
No, that's
Each
swag.
has a chance to pull game-changing turnips or items during your turn.
This isn't cool.
Things like
He pulls a
bomb
turn. He
or
pulls a
face,
stitch.
and to a lesser extent,
How are you gonna tell me that
the
isn't cool?
sword
That is one of the
dies.
coolest clips in
These
Melee.
turnips incredibly skew the state
It's
of the game.
insane
but I
that
don't enjoy
happened.
them, necessarily. However, there is the argument
The
that
sword. The sword is the coolest thing that Peach has. Oh my god, I love the sword. I've won a set once off of the Peach pulling a sword and then throwing it. Samus is a fucking fire forward tilt with it, and also has a sick forward smash that like it's like it's like Link's or Young Link's F smash. Oh my god, it's so sick. Yeah, I've like literally won a set off of that, and the Peach player was so pissed. But dude, I was having so much fun just boom, 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 boom. You just completely change how your character plays for as long as you have that item, and they are like desperately trying to hit you, so they don't have to play this stupid fucking mini game anymore. God, I love the sword.
because turnips are an item, they can still be used against Peach. You can still use that.
He pulled a Stitch like right before that happened in this clip. I know he already showed like a clip of pulling Dot Eyes to Stitch. Yeah, I used that clip recently. He Armada pulls a Stitch, throws it at PPU, and it doesn't hit, and then he pulls a bomb, and then PPU dies from it.
Stitch face that Peach pulls.
Oh, what?
But
What?
It can still be used against Peach. You can still
Shout out
use
Smash
that Stitch
God.
face that Peach pulls.
Tag.
But
Bring it back.
if Peach had a gun, if Peach had a chance of pulling a gun that fired, if Peach had a gun, if Peach had a chance of pulling a gun that fired stitches, this would be a separate argument. Peach turnips
Sick
have
editing.
a chance of creating a high variance game state due to a win condition pull. As much as
Dude.
fighting of creating
All right,
a
we're
high
making a
variance
rule right now. Right now,
game state due to a
you are not allowed to taunt and have a serious face after unless you fucking hate the other guy. Not allowed. You're like, I'm banning that right now. If you taunt, you have to laugh and be like, haha, funny. Unless you hate the other guy. And if you hate the other guy, whatever. You know, do your vibe. Fucking go off, King. But yeah, not allowed. Come on, bro. Who is this?
a win condition pull. As much as I hate fighting Peach, I think most turnips are fine and add a good amount of depth to the game. But man oh man, can turnips be high variance.
Oh, you got
Throwing
rid of
it up.
He's a man. His Thunder's gonna grab it. Oh my God, he's gonna fight.
I do like the fact that Peach can do so much with them though.
Oh my god!
Another item, the banana. You know I had to talk about this.
I had
Bananas
no
were introduced
experience
by
with
Diddy
this
Kong in the
whatsoever.
fall,
This is
and
all
allowed
just going to be
you
me
pull a
seeing this.
banana
I know that they
from
can
the
pull it
user's
and then
projectile.
grab it again.
Its main uses
And I don't actually know if I learned that
as
from
an
this
item,
video
add a
earlier.
shield and set up as a trap on the ground to literally trip your opponent and set them up for a combo. Not only is this one of the funniest projectiles in the game, it really solidifies Diddy's role as a zoning and trap character.
That looks
and it may have been
frustrating
a
as
little
hell.
Too strong before.
Okay.
That looks frustrating as
Nice
all
job
hell.
Right there.
Something I enjoy about it is Diddy can choose to set up his.
Oh,
neutral
you can so
interactions with
tell
the
that he likes this mechanic. Because, dude, I'm watching this. I'm thinking this is fucking way lamer than the RNG stuff.
or goes
But I don't know.
separate.
It's, you know, you have to be good with it. It's like a mechanic in the game. But oh god, tripping on the
Or having a pressure situation. Having a banana in your control allows access to glide tossing in any of the 4 cardinal directions, Z-dropping, aerial glide tossing, or the soul fist.
Glide tossing? What? Is that like when the I don't know, dude.
Yes,
What? Glide tossing? What is that?
I coined that term.
PM nerds, please? Anyone? Glide tossing? What?
Personally, I think Morgan soul fist spam
Is that in Melee and I'm just dumb? I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know. I don't use projectiles.
a lot more fair if you could use the projectiles that she threw at you. Oh! Diddy's options are insanely strong because of banana. Experienced Diddy can destroy anyone who doesn't know how to use the banana.
Oh
However,
my god.
there are some cons. There's a PM specific con where
Maybe I'm just watching PM combos, but
it has a pretty generous window, so a lot of follow-ups aren't necessarily guaranteed.
What is that,
and Diddy
grab?
has to set up a tech
Is that a
chase or
command
mix-up
grab?
after the banana toss in order to truly capitalize it.
What is this?
Then there's the fact that it's an item projectile. Both players can use it. You think Diddy with the projectile is bad? Wait until you see this guy. Diddy is very strong with his banana, but it has weaknesses. And then there's bombs. Bombs are so interesting. You know they have to be because I put them above the projectiles I use. Come on. I really enjoy them because I feel like they personify projectile depth in Smash. Appearing in Smash 64 and then being added in every iteration of Link afterwards.
Save state's
bombs are an item
so
that's
sick
set
with
for
bombs.
every aspect of Link's play. Link pulls it and then sets up bomb stuff.
Whoa, what? Oh, he's a full shield.
Unlike the other
That is what a
projectiles
break
we've
shield.
discussed, bombs have an integral part of Link's neutral, punish, and offstage game. Neutral involves bombs to a varying degree, whether it be Z-drop pressure, creative uses of them, or, you know, this stuff. The punish game, bomb confirms are pretty important. Offstage, Link can blow himself up and do some crazy recoveries. These also have the added element of being used in roll cancel toss and glide toss and aerial glide toss to allow Link's plenty of expression with them. I've only even skimmed the surface of how much you can do with bomb.
Dude, save state's so cracked. Oh my god.
Also, remote
They
bomb
do
is
such
insane.
sick shit.
I didn't play Ultimate that much, and I was amazed at how cool this move was. You have all the complexity of bomb, now with less knockback, for Z-drop combos, and an ability to choose when to detonate. This is the logical conclusion.
That's a thing?
Of my
I had
take
no
on
idea.
Projectiles. Bombs aren't the best projectile in the
No
game.
clue.
And if we're talking melee, it's definitely either lasers or needles. In PM, it's either wolf laser. It's probably wolf laser. Come on, there's very little debate on that. In its functionality and most of the things it does is average or below average. But it can do everything, and both players can use it, and that's precisely why I enjoy it a lot. Well, in any game or engine that doesn't promote running away infinitely, at least.
It's everyone. It's every single one of them. I'm convinced. Every single one of them, the best option is to run away.
Philosopher Junebug here with an Omega brain take.
Okay.
I want to give the move utility while staying true to the design of the character.
Okay.
I want to make a move functional without making it so functional that it invalidates members of the cast.
Talk to them.
I think the more you can do with the projectile that facilitates interaction, the more chance it'll manifest into good gameplay and not whatever this is. The more you allow for a projectile to be
Dude,
used
they
as a
do.
tool.
Everyone hates Dark Samus. I'm a Dark Samus main. I've decided. All right, Ryan, let's get an ultimate setup. I mean, you have one, but let's pull it out of the depths of hell. You have to re-download Ultimate or whatever to your Switch, and I'm playing some Dark Samus, baby.
In multiple aspects of gameplay
I
without
have
making
no idea what that character does.
one aspect too strong, the more
Why do people hate it? I need to learn. I need to learn why they hate it first to be able to play the character.
variation in metagame development you're likely to see. Projectiles are everywhere in fighting games.
True.
Smash is a game that prides itself on its creative movement
That's
and
sick.
expression, which comes through in how some of these projectiles work. And I personally like this unique little
Yeah, Rado
game
beats sick with the turn up,
ourselves.
off stage especially.
I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. Scribble.
Let's not play that man in a tournament.
You can have 2 bananas. You can have 2 bananas. Are you telling me? Really? 2 are allowed? That's too many. I don't know why. I hate bananas. I don't know. It looks like a cool mechanic. I don't know why I'm so against it. I think I just feel the other person. And feelings wise.
Look at those arrows!
Oh, I forgot about the arrows. You didn't talk about the arrows. True. Yeah, it wasn't Armada the Swedish sniper or whatever, right? Because the arrows.
No jumps. No jumps.
They patched out 2 bananas.
Maybe I'm just a dirty zoner, man.
First lead.
Look, as soon as he grabbed the ledge,
Look,
Junebug knew. June knew. He was like, I knew.
You done messed up, June. You done messed up.
Hell yeah. Junebug's videos are dope. Go hit the Patreon. Oh, dude. Turn down for Walt. Just be in people's Patreons. Hell yeah. Shout out to Patreon, Allston Melee supporter, Turn Down for Walt. Yeah, great videos. Hit the subscriber button on Junebug. He's almost to 10K. But let's push him a little bit more towards that. Yeah, that has been Patty Watches Melee Content. Thank you for tuning in.